The same system error in your brain that makes you want to follow the latest trends is also responsible for people repeatedly losing their lives unnecessarily in disasters. Social proof. Social proof means that we only do certain things once we have seen other people doing them too, because then they can't be that wrong. Of course, this brings security, but as is so often the case, we regularly exaggerate it to such an extent that social proof becomes counterproductive. For example, when no one dares to agree with your new concept because everyone is waiting for social proof from others. Or when social proof is there, but wrongly so, as in the financial crisis of 2008. Everyone relied on the fact that so many others couldn't be wrong. But when everyone does the same thing, it can't work anymore, and so social proof turned a snowball into an avalanche. So when social proof not only supplements our own judgment, but replaces it, it becomes a bias. If everyone is running in one direction, it's best to run with them, because those who then took the time to make their own responsible assessment were not able to pass on these procrastinator genes in the long run. It has become a reflex for us. Unfortunately, this not only saves lives, but also repeatedly causes completely unnecessary casualties and disasters. Because under time pressure, social proof means that almost everyone always runs after the first person to flee. This repeatedly leads to congestion at the main exit, preventing timely evacuation and resulting in high numbers of casualties. During the devastating fire at the music club The Station, which claimed over 100 lives, survivors reported that even the people who knew exactly where the emergency exits were located were hypnotized into crowding the congested main entrance with the masses, even though the emergency exits could have been reached without any problems. The decision of the crowd replaces one's own decision, a reflex that is difficult to control. And this inaccuracy of our brain has not gone unnoticed by the economy, which mercilessly exploits social proof against us and puts us, as buyers, into herd mentality. And so social proof is even falsified, for example in the form of purchased internet reviews. On an even larger scale, so-called think tanks use social proof to manipulate public opinion in order to steer it in the most profitable direction, or even to change political views in a completely undemocratic way. According to think tank logic, a population consists of 70% passive silent majority, 20% reactive followers, and 10% active participants in discourse. And it is enough to get just 10% of this 10%, that is, 1% of the total population, to actively, visibly, and consistently represent the new desired opinion. Thanks to social proof, your neighbors will sooner or later conform to you. The followers will then follow anyway, and then the silent masses automatically. Social proof is therefore perfect for manipulating us. This becomes problematic at the latest when it is not only about the consumer economy, but also the arms industry, which has long been linked to media companies through the same investor groups. And this is not a conspiracy theory, but simply modern marketing. Because marketing hasn't stopped even in the most profitable industries. So if you are faced with a decision and want to prevent social proof from influencing you too much, then you are already halfway there. Because you now understand that we often confuse many with competence. And then these hacks work. Feel free to continue using social proof, but only as a supplement to your own judgment, never to replace it. Separate many from right, so ask yourself, apart from the fact that many do it, is there anything else in its favor? And how many do it just because of the others? And to better see through false internet reviews, take a look at the big picture. Are there a particularly large number of 5-star reviews from a relatively short period of time or directly after a negative review? Then it is often worth looking at the reviewers' profiles. Do they even have a history? And if you ever find yourself in a panic situation, think for a second, how many people here chose their escape route only because of the others? Social proof can also become a helpful mechanism instead of a system error if you use it more consciously in the future. And you can start right away by giving me your social proof. Like, comment, and follow. Because next week, we're going to crack a bias that can ruin your entire professional career without you even noticing. See you!